All right, everybody, welcome to a playoff edition of Ranger Radio. We have two heavyweights in the ring tonight. Number 2, Rektile Dysfunction taking on number 1, Bruno Marsball. This should be a pretty exciting matchup. I think probably the most exciting matchup we've seen so far in the minors. I'm personally very hyped for that, and we are just about ready to start. I'm going to go ahead and let both teams know that we're good to go. Tonight's beer of the night, Lawson's Finest Liquid Sip of Sunshine IPA. Just a little bit of background on this, you cannot get this outside of Vermont. So I have a few cans of this from a trip in January. It's ice cold. I'm going to be enjoying it along with this match. So we are launching. We'll be in group in just a second. All right, so our initial spawns here, we have Juke Juice mid, Juke Juice bottom, and a TagPro top.
3, 2, 1.
Bruno Marsball in blue. Rektile Dysfunction in red. Ash and Trippy able to get Juke Juices, but Marquis coming around with the TagPro, waiting for his offensive partner to get there. Meanwhile, Big Swingin' able to grab, and Khaleesi able to stay on and get a nice return. Marquis forced to go Flag Pro, and that's going to be it for our first offensive grabs. Ty able to try to get out. He's trying to squeeze past Ash, but it's not going to happen. Now Marquis going 1v2 against Subglacious and Ash. Not able to get out. So a brief reset. Whole team's going to get situated here, try to get another good quality grab off. Bomb's diffused in both bases, so they're going to have to be patient here. Coming up on another round of pup spawns, so both sides probably going to start heading for mid here, and Marquis is first to the gate. Khaleesi coming out the big winner in that sweepstakes with the TagPro. Trippy grabbing a Juke Juice, and Mr. Gone able to get the return. Now Khaleesi going to try to have to get around Big Swingin' here, and manages 2 for the moment, but now corralled behind 3. So a lot of quick grabs and quick returns in this first couple of minutes. Nobody with a great opportunity so far. Both sides doing a pretty good job of, if not keeping the flag in base, at least corralling the returns. Big Swingin' now, pretty far out of base, working against Khaleesi. Mr. Gone sitting on the boost, and now Big Swingin' getting corralled back towards enemy base. Another round of pups about to spawn, and Big Swingin' just going back and forth against Mr. Gone, kind of like a yo-yo, but Mr. Gone ultimately gets that return. Marquis able to grab a rolling bomb, and Trippy with the flag coming in on what's going to be a 2v3 situation, so he's going to have to turn back and get another lap here. Mr. Gone grabbing the final pup of that round, so we know top's going to be a little bit late now with that Juke Juice. And Trippy, wow, had a nice opportunity there, able to walk into base and hit the bomb, roll himself right over the flag tile, but that bomb did not cause Khaleesi to get returned, so that would have been a spectacular cap if that had worked out. Tie out ahead of 3. Gonna have to take a lap here. Big Swingin' nowhere near being returned at that point. Pup spawning in about 10. Both flag carriers out. Actually, Trippy looks like he's going to go ahead and take a lap here. Ty able to grab a Juke Juice. That top pup's a little bit late, so Marquis opting to try to line up that return. And Big Swingin' not only diffuses the boost, but is able to boost his competition into a spike and grab the Juke Juice, so nice move there. 6.5 left to go in our first half, still scoreless. Trippy getting corralled there. Ty and Mr. Gone doing a great job of just taking away real estate tile by tile until there was nowhere left to go. Good contain. Now Khaleesi with an opportunity here, going to try to hit that boost, but Big Swing was in the right spot there, covering up both the boost angle as well as the rebound off the corner. Ty using the corner boost to get into base and should be able to get a grab here, but Big Swingin was sitting on that boost, able to make a pretty routine snipe. Khaleesi going flag pro. Meanwhile, looks like Trippy might have an opportunity here to grab, but decides not to. Marquis going to be out ahead of 2. Big swing and misses the snipe, but Ash able to get the return. Trippy getting crowded by Mr. Gone, and Big Swing's going to have an opportunity here to use the corner boost to get outside, but winds up fainting back inside first. Mr. Gone pushing him back into base, and Mr. Gone and Khaleesi doing a great job there, pushing Big Swingin almost all the way back to their flag. Another round of pups about to spawn. We have a party in the middle waiting for it, and Ash comes up the winner with a juke juice. Big swinging out ahead of 2. And had an opportunity there. Winds up missing what really could have been a nice opportunity to cap there. And just doesn't take the right angle, misses the flag tile, and ultimately turns into nothing. Meanwhile, Khaleesi manages to get out of base, and she has an opportunity here. But good offensive D blocking off that opportunity. She takes a bit of a lap. And gets a big swing and bomb to nowhere for a return. And we have a reset momentarily. Another round of pups about to spawn soon. Ty with the flag. Just trying to get over past the midway point, and nice use of the bomb to push away both of his pursuers, but Subglacious able to get a nice snipe. Ash, meanwhile, arrives in time to get TagPro mid, and opts to take this on the offensive side. Going to be able to give Trippy an escort out. Manages to kill just about half of the Bruno Marsball team, but not the flag carrier, who's still alive. Subglacious gets back in front, and Trippy able to stay alive long enough to remove any real threat. Meanwhile, Trippy again hits a bomb and manages to split the defense. So, second time that he's done that in a few minutes, but neither time resulted in a cap for his team. And flag carrier's kiss. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the first half of game 1, and still scoreless. Meanwhile, Trippy comes into base. Has a 2v3 scenario here. They can't get Khaleesi, so Khaleesi able to get most of the way out there. Ultimately gets contained, but now Ty with the TagPro. Trippy's going to be able to rolling bomb up, so he's probably just going to blast right into that flag tile. Oh, and an opportunity gets missed there. Pretty much nothing you can do with 3 or 4 balls in base like that, but Trippy did have an opportunity, winds up getting diffused, and the Poos just pushes him too far away from the flag tile to do much. Flag carrier's kiss, and Ty's going to be able to get out at least ahead of 1 right now. Two minutes left to go. Second to last spawn of pups about to come. Big swing and rolls in at just the right moment, picking up a rolling bomb. He's going to go and regrab instead of Ash. Meanwhile, Marquis waiting on bottom, but doesn't time it out quite right. Subglacious winds up chasing him away and getting the TagPro at the same time. And going to provide Trippy with a bit of an escort here, just momentarily, but really nobody pursuing Marquis, so doesn't look like a return was very likely there. Both flag carriers doing a pretty good job of staying alive in open space. Mr. Gone grabbing the final pup of that round to TagPro and using it to chase for the moment. Just narrowly missing Trip E. Just over a minute left to go in our first half. Still scoreless. And Marquis well positioned to get the return. Ash is going to be out ahead of 1, almost 2. Opts to go grab the TagPro, so flag pro for the moment. And we'll probably use this to clear out base. So big swing just to figure out how to get past Marquis here to have an opportunity. Kind of a risky bomb move there, sends him right into a spike. Just over 30 seconds left to go. Just one pup left to grab. Be coming up top momentarily. And now tie with a possible opportunity here. But leads to a kiss. And that top pup does spawn. There's a juke juice. Marquis going to try to get into base here. There's an opportunity. The blocks are there. This could be the first cap of the match, and it is. Bruno Marsball in the last few seconds of the match taking a 1-0 lead. Game 1, half 1 is now at a conclusion. So Marquis with the only cap. Mr. Gone with 12 returns. Ash with 12 returns. Nobody with a ton of hold or a ton of prevent. Just a very balanced game so far. There we go. We got the good disco tunes. All right, so we'll check in with our Twitch chat. So Dance indicates that his mom makes 7 out of 10 crab cakes. It's not bad. Crab cakes are good. If you can get them, you know, even 7 out of 10 is pretty good. Also, commentary from Dance. What does 8764 mean? I don't know. I think it's some sort of a special code. There were some callouts, some very complex callouts going on in that game. Can we get a kiss cam? I'm afraid not. That'd be kind of a cool feature. If I knew how to do things like that, I would. Yeah, Nitro, I don't know about listen-ins. I didn't ask either team about that ahead of time. I think they might be a little annoyed if I jumped in the middle of their game, but not a bad idea if both teams wanted it. And E, as far as zooming out, I can try. What I try to do is maximize the screen real estate. So I basically zoom it into like the last relevant tile. If your screen, depending on the resolution of your screen, is cutting that off, that might be the issue. It might be more of a resolution thing. On my end, it shouldn't actually be cutting off any game tiles, but I can see what I can do to maybe zoom out like half a tile if it's cutting anything off. If anybody sees the Bob 18, try to wake him up and get his attention, because he's supposed to be co-commentating with me right now, but I think he's dead. Well, I'm gonna drink some of this beer. I don't know if anybody's surprised as I am, but I didn't expect a 1-0 first half. I kind of thought we'd see a little bit more fireworks, but how does our audience feel about who's going to win this match? So this Twitch chat not really agreeing on a lot of things, but seems like there's a consensus that LeBron sucks. I've seen that. There's a LeBron plus, a LeBron plus, a plus LeBron, a LeBron sucks, a LeBron X plus, So we have one vote for Rektiles with the upset. All right, we have another vote for Rektiles are going to win. Ash lifts. All right. And looks like we're just about to start. All right, so we have switched sides. Bruno Marsmal now on red and Rektile Dysfunction now on blue. Bruno Marsmal with a 1-0 lead going into the second half. We have 3 rolling bombs to get. Mid gets defused. Ty and Trippy each with 1, and Ty gets defused, and Trippy now the only one left. And he is now defused, so all of our pups are gone. Trippy getting around, Khaleesi and Mr. Gone for the moment. Big Swingin' does take out that boost, so it allows Trippy to get to base, but now all 4 of Bruno Marsball in front. And gets returned. Big Swingin's going to grab and go outside and able to hit both of the corner boosts. And kind of a narrow window there, almost able to sneak it in past Ty, but not quite. And then Ty does get that return. A bomb killing almost everybody in the Rektile Dysfunction base. So if Trippy can just get in there in time, and Subglacious able to put the last touches on that block on Mr. Gone. And we have now tied up this match 1-1. Trippy grabbing a TagPro, Big Swingin', going to be able to go grab. A little bit of a hesitation there, so he winds up getting returned by Khaleesi. There was just not good communication there with that TagPro lead. Meanwhile, Ty able to get at least partially out of base. Nice. Oh, that was a nice stutter step there. Just came to a complete halt, but Subglacious able to regain his momentum and stop him from getting any further. Subglacious tries to time out that snipe and doesn't quite get it, but winds up with a nice bounce off the wall to get the return on the second try. And Big Swing in there with a momentary opportunity. The flag was in base and so was he, but just winds up taking kind of a weird angle and bouncing off a bomb into a spike, so not quite. Khaleesi working her way back to base, and they've only got 2 to worry about now. Prism not able to kill off Big Swingin', just instead chasing, so now they're going to have to figure out how to corral Big Swingin' here before he can get out of base, and he is ultimately corralled by Prism and Ty. Bruno Marsball doing a good job of keeping the pressure up on regrab. Big Swingin' with the snipe. And Ty out ahead of 3. Here's an opportunity for 30 seconds, and will they be able to capitalize? And looks like they will be able to after a couple of quick grab attempts by Rektile Dysfunction. So it is now a 2-1 lead for Bruno Marsball, just under 7 seconds left. Another round of pups spawn. Trippy able to grab a TagPro. Prism carrying the flag, and his rolling bomb gets defused and gets sniped by Big Swingin'. and Ash winds up boosting into a bomb, which sends Ty flying out of base. Trippy out ahead of 3. If they can just stop Prism here, the 1v1 block is real. Ash stopping Prism in his tracks, and we are tied up at 2 once again. So we're starting to see a little bit more of the fireworks I think many expected from this match. Both teams starting to hit their stride on offense. Prism slowly working his way back to base here, and Big Swingin' doesn't want the kiss, just trying to get out of base instead, and Ty able to track him down. So Prism had kind of a lane there, but smart decision to back off. Big Swingin' with the juke juice would have probably been able to cut him off pretty easily. And Trippy able to grab a TagPro, so he's going to have to figure out how best to use this. Currently he's just using it to chase. And Prism with the juke juice doing a pretty good job staying nowhere near the other 2 players. Still out way in front. Ty avoiding a snipe and tries to put himself in a position to cap here, but that return just wasn't coming anytime soon. Subglacious and Big Swingin' also in base. So Ash here with a brief return for cap situation, but comes to an end quickly as it usually does on working. Trippy using the bomb to send Prism into a spike. And that brief window already gone. Trippy grabbing TagPro, and it's just going to have to go grab with it. Prism getting a TagPro and Ty getting a TagPro. So 3 TagPros that round, 2 of them going to Bruno Marsball. And if they can get, I was going to say if they could get Trippy here, but it's taking them a little bit too long. By the time they get him, those TagPros are going to be out, and Prism indeed already on regrab with his. And all the TagPros are gone, nothing coming of them. Khaleesi with a nice snipe, and waiting for the blocks. And just not meant to be there. Prism being very patient with the flag, choosing not to boost in, trying to walk it in, but now has 4 to beat, so looks like he's going to have to take a lap. Ash and Subglacious leaving base to try to track him down, so he's going to head back in. Oh, and that bomb sends Trippy right into him, but it looked for a moment like he might have had an opportunity there. He feinted towards bottom and then just went right back into base when there was a 2v2 situation, so good creative thinking there by Prism, but just didn't work out. Three and a half minutes left to go in game 1, tied at 2. Trippy gonna have to take a lap here and winds up kissing. Mr. Gone with a quick flaccid into Ash. And Khaleesi not able to get out of base. Meanwhile, Prism out ahead of 3. Tries to boost into the side of one of the base tiles, but just isn't quite able to hit the angle and stops his momentum a little bit too much. Meanwhile, Subglacious taking laps. Ty back in base, but getting tracked down by Ash. Pup's about to spawn mid, a little bit late, but still fairly on time. And Ty is able to grab it, but immediately gets his rolling bomb defused. Just over 2.5 minutes left to go in the game, still tied. Flag carrier's kiss. Nice job there by Mr. Gone, patient. Winds up using the entire boost, just circling around it, looking for the right angle, and ultimately finds it. Ty with a nice job faking bottom, and it almost gets him back to base, but he still has 2 in front of him, so he's going to have to be patient here no matter what. Mr. Gone with a very anticipatory boost that winds up being the right angle, right place, right time, and he's able to get one of the two returns that they needed, but the second ultimately leads to a return on their flag carrier. Meanwhile, Prism getting close to base. decides not to worry about the TagPro, opting instead to try to use the 2v2 situation to cap, but tries to bomb into the flag tile, doesn't quite happen. Grab and a kiss. And now Trippy, with that TagPro that was left behind, he is able to kill a couple of the Bruno Mars ball folks. So with just over a minute left to go, Ash with a 2v2 situation, but pushes it a little bit too much. Mr. Gone in the right place to get that return. Trippy not quite able to get around Ty. Just under a minute left to go. One round of pups left. And Ty hiding behind the spikes, just convincing his pursuer to go ahead and spike themselves. Another round of pups spawning. Ash having an unfortunate time with those spikes. So Prism does come and get that rolling bomb, and he's going to go get regrab with it. Probably telling Ty to just jam it in there so he can get it. But now a little bit too late. Prism is diffused and no longer has the benefit of that. Meanwhile, Subglacious out ahead of everybody. Prism just has to stay alive here so as not to give up the game. And does a pretty good job of it so far. And looks like the danger's over for the moment. Now Prism's the one with everybody beat, and nobody anywhere close to getting big swing in there, so Prism's going to have to take a lap. So that is going to do it for game one. It looks like we're going to be going to overtime. All right, live on Ranger Radio, we do finally have our co-commentator here. Everybody, please welcome the Bob 18.
Hey there, sorry about that. Long
No
phone
problem,
call with my work term, man.
No
And I
problem.
couldn't really just hang up, so.
You absolutely could have hung up. You say, listen, I'm co-commentating a minor league TagPro game, and then when they say, like, what's TagPro, what does that matter? You say, but it's the Eastern Conference Finals, man. You gotta get really excited about it.
Please, at least I care about minors.
Exactly. That's exactly what you say. You say, you know what? It might not be the Super Bowl, but you know what? It's minors and minors matters. That's what you say.
Man, yep. Preach, man.
Preach it.
So what's been happening so far?
So game one is over in regulation. It's tied 2-2 right now, so we'll be going to overtime for game one. You probably need that good old group link, huh?
Yeah, that would help.
You probably wouldn't mind it, so let me go ahead and give you that. Real quick.
Sure.
And you can join us.
So have any of the nerves been evident? Oh, it looks like I don't have a spec spot.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a spec spot.
Well, have you seen anything different from a normal game? Have like people not been as patient with the flags as they
You know, the
usually are?
first half, we had a lot of very tentative play. I think both teams were maybe, I don't want to say nervous, but just kind of playing a little bit more tentatively. The second game we start. I mean, it was scoreless until about 10 seconds left in the first half, and we had a cap from Bruno Mars ball, so it was 1-0. But then in the second half, we saw a lot more risky play, a lot more excitement. We saw a lot of big swing-ins, you know, sort of copyrighted, trademarked, I'm going to just try this and see if it works out kind of plays. And, you know, some of them worked out, some didn't, and it was exciting. So we're tied 2-2. We'll be going to OT, Golden Cap, and I have no idea what to expect or who's going to win this half.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's playoffs are a strange thing, and they can make you play differently. So, I guess it really comes down to the team that plays with them themselves. They try to stick to their old playing style, or I don't know, they try some more shit, just like you've seen in the second half, I guess, with Big Swing and not being as patient. I just caught the tail end of that half, but I mean, it's easy enough to Like, I've played in a playoff game before. It's definitely a very. It seems similar from watching outside, but it's definitely a very different atmosphere.
All right, and we are just about ready to get started, so we'll switch over to our in-game view real quick. A quick straw poll looks like was put up, and as far as who people are rooting for, pulling for in this game, and the consensus, it was 9-3 in favor of Rektile Dysfunction. So a lot of people apparently pulling for the upset in this match.
Oh, yeah. I mean, both of them have a really good defense. They're both top 5 defenses in the league.
So it looks like
Three,
time was called. We might be
two,
headed back to group.
one.
Big swing and saying that he's not ready. So
Oh.
a little bit of a false start there. But yeah, just looking at the straw poll here, yeah, it was 9-3. Now it's 12-3 in favor of Rektile Dysfunction. Let's see what other commentary we have in the Twitch chat. So everybody generally agrees mLTP more important than job offer, minors over job.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Definitely more important.
But I'm
Honey
Canadian,
Bear,
man.
raise your
I just
dongers,
don't like to
absolutely.
be an asshole to my employers.
Well, sometimes
That's just
you got to
that's
do what you got to do. Sometimes though,
yeah. I suppose, man. I suppose you're right.
priorities,
Yeah, exactly.
got to have them.
Yeah, where are we without priorities, man? Uh, I'm guessing for this overtime, it's going to be golden cap.
It is going to be golden cap, so I'm really going to be curious how we see things in the first few seconds. I think the distribution of pups, obviously on a map like Wormy, where it's so small and one pup kind of lasts forever in this map because it's so little. The distribution of pups could almost be decisive in this, but we've seen a lot of situations so far where, like for example, there was a situation in the first half where one team had 2 tag pros and they just weren't able to do anything with it. So it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, it's very starting off good is very important when it comes to an overtime because I mean it could be over in a span of maybe 30 seconds. So definitely getting the upper hand on your opponent really quickly is very important. And
Absolutely.
with two tag pros, I mean that could be huge.
Absolutely, and it
Three,
is
two,
it's going to be
one.
Bruno Marsball who probably has the easiest shot at that bottom tag pro, and indeed looks like Ty's going to be able to line up and get it. So both of those tag pros going to Bruno Marsball. Meanwhile, Subglacius coming in with the rolling bomb and diffuses it and gets quickly returned by Khaleesi. So Prism with a few seconds left on his tag pro, racing to get into base to help Ty get a good grab and get out. But at this point, both tag pros about to be out, and Prism gets returned and Ty's is out. So again, 2 tag pros, nothing coming of it for Bruno Marsball. We just talked about that scenario, but certainly can
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. It seemed like Subglacius kind of forced it a little bit with that rolling bomb. He could have caused a lot more damage if he had just waited a couple more seconds for his offensive partner.
Absolutely. So we got another about 15 seconds until the next round of pup spawn. So looks like both teams just being kind of careful here. Prism able to
Oh,
grab and get out. Nice angle by
nice
Subglacius.
boost.
Yeah. Pup's about to spawn, so Ty goes ahead and grabs. Meanwhile, Prism. Okay, so Trippy able to get a tag pro and another tag pro for a big swing, and so now 2 for Rektile Dysfunction.
Oh wow! Complete
This,
cup control by the Reptiles, 2 tigers and a rolling bomb.
yeah, this should squelch any chance for Ty to do a whole lot with this particular grab, although no one anywhere near him, so still alive.
I don't know, man. A couple bad grabs with tag pros that could have been a lot more costly with them behind the flag carrier.
Yeah,
Luckily, their offensive or their defense was able to return before Todd could do anything dangerous with that flag. Oh, nice juke by Prism. He's going to be able to get by too, going mid.
all right, and we have another reset.
Yeah.
Ty
Yeah.
now, unfortunately, 1v2 again, and looks like Prism is just going to wait for that mid pup.
Yeah, I think nerves are eating at the Reptiles so far, from what I've seen. Definitely from last season, or from this season. I've definitely seen a lot better pup usage, and having two tag pros twice is you're gonna have want at least one flag go to base, and they have been able to get a base with both tag pros.
Well, I think both teams each had a situation with two tag pros,
Oh
because I
yeah,
know
they're
Bruno Marsball had one of those scenarios. So it kind of seems like both teams kind of falling victim to the same thing, where maybe
yeah.
some of the coordination is a little sloppy. So Trippy getting back to base and still has 4 to beat. So using the corner boost to get himself outside and trying to circle back. I think this is just going to have to be a situation where either a pup spawns or somebody gets bombed into a spike, because it's pretty hard to get around this kind of traffic.
Yeah, I mean, when you had the
Prism
flag
with
and
an
they don't.
opportunity, he's going to be out ahead of 4.
Oh yeah, you can. When you had the flag, like Trippy had, there was no need to rush. It's nice to be patient, especially when they don't have regrab. You're just biding your time for power ups, and
So big swinging
while
with
you
the
have the flag, you're
Superman
playing
now.
defense. Oh yeah, here we go. This could be some trouble for Bruno Marsball.
Yeah,
Let's see how
they're able to get Mr. Gone tracked down. Big swinging's going to be out ahead, but
Khaleesi did a nice job to stay ahead.
and the trouble is averted. Big swinging now. Probably just going to go for Kiss, and does.
Well, they almost had the anti with Ash McAshma, but he spawned just a second too late.
So almost 4 minutes into this OT. Nobody with a real clear opportunity yet. We've had a few situations where people had 3 or 4 beat, but really no situations where they had any logical chance of that return coming before they got returned themselves.
Yeah, I could see this one for a couple more minutes at this pace.
Ash able to
Definitely.
grab a TagPro and big swing in with a juke juice, so they're going to try to press this situation here, but Khaleesi just intercepts Trippy, stops him dead in his tracks.
Yeah, I think
Ash,
Ash is just going to be trying to clear base for big swinging.
yeah, absolutely, and he gets the return, so this could be the opportunity. Oh, but his TagPro runs out. Oh, that was such a nice idea by Big Swingin', but just kind of misses the tile he needs to hit, and ooh, that was pretty sexy until it didn't work.
Yeah, no, man. Big swinging's probably one of the more smarter and creative flag carriers and miners. So,
Oh, absolutely.
oh
He
man,
makes a lot. I mean, I rag on him for a lot of the spikes, but he makes a lot of very creative, very risky, high risk, high reward type plays, and when they work, they're spectacular. They're just low percentage. Some of them work, a lot of them don't. But he tries enough of them that enough of them work that he was able to be one of the offensive champions in minors this year. So
yeah. It helps when you have a great defense in Ash McGashman and Snowball for the most of the season to
yeah,
be able to have that room to work with.
absolutely, and that's a lot of what we saw in last week's match, where really the defense. I don't want to imply that the defense carried, but the defense.
Oh no.
Oh, and here it is. This is going to be the end of it. There, 3 tag pros for Bruno Marsball, allowing just complete wreckage all over the
Yeah.
map, and really no one anywhere near tie. So he's able to pretty much walk that one right in.
Yeah,
So
GG Green Team.
Snowball commenting in chat. Hashtag free Snowball.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was eligible for most of the playoffs because of that rolling 3 weeks rule.
Yeah, I think that was mainly the issue here. But yeah, just back to what we were talking about. Yeah, that's a lot of what we saw last week in Rektile Dysfunction's match, where the defense did enough to be able to give them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and then eventually enough of those opportunities came through that they won the game. It was they were never way out ahead. It was always that the defense had base locked down.
Yeah, no, and they were able to hold the flag at key times. When Reptiles had 2 tag pros, they were able to get clutch grabs and keep it out of base at least for a little bit. And they were able to have enough offensive defensive presence in order to stop them from capping.
So Honey Bear commenting in chat, some of these returns have been amazing. Acknowledge them. Absolutely. There have been some very impressive returns, both in terms of contain and in terms of some really nice, well-angled snipes. In particular, just trying to think of a few that I've seen. I think Ash had a couple of really nice ones. I think I saw Khaleesi with a really, really nice snipe. So we've seen a lot of really good anticipatory movement from the contain side as well, where there have been situations where both defenders seem to be anticipating there's only maybe one or two pathways that the offensive player can take, and the flag carrier is kind of cornering themselves a lot. So instead of making risky, sort of aggressive returns, both defensive partners are just slowly moving in tile by tile, taking away real estate until that return comes. So you're absolutely right, Honeyburn.
Yeah, and I mean it's easy to ignore those because it's just kind of like you expect them because these two pairs have definitely played that kind of defense all season, and it's really easy to forget to acknowledge those plays because you expect them all the time.
Absolutely. So, based on what you saw in that overtime, I know you didn't get a chance to see all or a lot of that first game, but what do you think the keys are to the second game for both teams?
I mean, I guess which team can just play their type of game. I mean, definitely when you get into a playoff scenario, you try to do a little too much sometimes. It's just about staying mentally tough and playing within yourselves, and the team that does that will probably have the most success.
All
I
right.
don't know, man. What do you think?
I think the biggest thing I'd like to see from both teams here, I think that the level of play that we've seen from Bruno Marsball, I think, is just a little bit less jumpy. I think, you kind of nailed it when you said that some of the grabs that were being made by the Rektile Dysfunction folks were just a little bit too risky, a little bit too nervous. I think that Bruno Marsball has been the steadier, calmer team. So for Rektile Dysfunction, if they want to win this game too and get back in, I'd like to see them slow down a little bit, be a little more patient with the flag, not necessarily go back to base until they really think they're going to be able to get that return. Otherwise, I'm just excited to see a good match here.
Yeah, me too. It should be another close one.
All right, so
Oh,
we have a TagPro bot, a TagPro mid, and I'm getting a little bit
Juke
covered
Juice
up on
top.
that. Is that a Juke Juice? Okay.
2,
Yes, indeed.
1.
Oh, nice bomb. They were
Yep,
able to get tied to get both tag pros before the Reptiles had a chance to even move.
absolutely. Ty doing everything he can to clear out base so Prism can get a nice grab, but
Yeah, the Reptiles were having a fortunate spawns, being able to at least keep Prism from grabbing for a little bit, anyways.
yeah, and Ty wound up staying back on regrab, so instead of providing a TagPro lead there, Ty is able to get himself most of the way out, but Ash stays on his trail and gets him. Big swinging
And
out, head of 4, but has to circle back as he sees that return isn't coming anytime soon.
yeah, there's some of that patience you're talking about. Big Swingin's a really smart flag carrier, so he knows when to go for it and when not to, and usually it pays off, but the odd time it doesn't. That was a nice boost there by Big Swingin, but
Yeah, but
Khaleesi's
Khaleesi,
able to snipe him in the end.
yeah, Khaleesi right in the right place, right time to just nail that snipe, punish him for it.
Yeah. Oh, and she was put in the right position to fight for her power too, able to get that rolling bomb off Subglacious.
Absolutely. So Prism going flag pro. Khaleesi is going to be able to save that. Oh, that was almost sketch, but Prism briefly Superman. Mr. Gone winds up boosting in such a way that it almost kills Prism, but somehow survives that.
Yeah. Well, I thought that Prism forced it a little more. He had a tag pro. I mean, if he kisses, or even if he gets returned, he
Yeah,
would have had a tag pro to try to clear base with
yeah,
the regrab.
exactly. A little bit over 8 minutes left to go in our first half here, game 2. Again, for anybody who just tuned in, Bruno Marsball winning game 1 in overtime.
Bob being late because freaking work.
Bob being late because he needs to get his priorities straight
Yeah.
regarding minor league tag pro and its importance.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, looks like pups are coming up. Oh, Trip E's gonna have a free tag pro. This could definitely be something for the
Yeah, he
reptiles if
needs
they
to get
can.
himself into that base, and this is going to be a cap.
Yeah, that spike played out hugely.
It looks like Khaleesi has left the group, so not sure exactly what's going on here. Looks like Aardvark might be jumping in instead.
Well, that's unfortunate. She played really well up to that point,
Yeah,
and I
I
guess she
wonder if
might
this
have
is.
some lag problems.
Yeah, it must be. I can't see any other reason she'd be out.
Legman then saying sub hard for Khaleesi.
Like man being helpful for the other team.
No way. Really? I didn't even notice. Nice boost returned by Big Swingin'. Prism very patient here, biding time, waiting for Todd to get on regrab, using that solid block on the outside their base very well.
And Prism just not quite able to turn the corner there against Subglacious. Another round of pup spawning.
Yeah, another TagPro for a trippy bottom. Maybe they'll try to get out here with Big Swingin'.
Yeah, I'm surprised we don't see Big Swing and Lunch. I thought now another Tag Pro. So Tag Pro is abounding for Rektile Dysfunction here.
Yeah, that was nice patience shown by Big Swingin' not to just go in for the flaccid grab. Wait for Ash McAshman to come through and get him the easy escape. Great kiss. This could be trouble. Trouble for Erectile Dysfunction.
Oh, see, a
Nice bomb
little
by
bit
Big
too
Swing.
aggressive there. I think he could have taken a couple more seconds there and just walked it in.
That was a great bomb by Ash McAshman. That pushed Big Swingin' into the flag carrier, and that's going to be a cap. Nice counter cap.
Rektile
Nice
Dysfunction
team,
now
nice
up
team
2-0
cap.
in game 2. Yeah, it's from a momentum standpoint, definitely the way that you want to start if you're Rektile Dysfunction and you lost game 1 in OT. You want to come back and strike first and strike hard, and they've done that.
Yeah. And I mean, and they didn't even, for being in the Foci 4, they didn't even play that bad in the first half or the first game. So I think they're going to be ready to turn it loose now. They got nothing to lose coming into game 2. They're down a game, so why not go for a couple crazy plays?
Well, you know what they say, you got to go with the girl that brought you there. That's what their style of play has been. That's what's gotten them there is some of the more aggressive sort of, high reward, high risk type plays. And, when they work, they're spectacular. And I think that's what we're going to see in this game is when they work, they're going to be spectacular.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, definitely you as a playoff team, you want to avoid trying to change your game just because you're getting so far ahead. But you got to be able to play within yourself and stick to the game plan.
Halfway through our second game today on Wormy, we are 2-0 in favor of Rektile Dysfunction, who are down 1-0 right now.
Well, looks like Bruno and Marisball were able to get one of the 3 power-ups, but only one of them able to stick around for at least the full 20 seconds. Reptile's getting unlucky with 2 rolling bombs.
Meanwhile, Ty with the juke juice and good use of bomb there.
Yeah, and I mean,
straight into the spikes.
That one juke juice being able to set up a regrab chain, so very, very fortunate for Bruno and Marisball that they were able to get out there.
And they had 2v2 blocks there, but they just weren't able to quite get them set for Prism, so he winds up having to take a lap.
Yeah, oh wow. Was that a bomb by Big Swing? I'm not sure who hit that
I'm not sure who hit that bomb, but it was a nice way of bombing your teammate into a return. Ty with an opportunity here. Oh, Subglacious staying alive just long enough. Nice play there.
Man, that was a clutch grab by Subglacious. He's been played really well this season. And yeah, that it goes to show you that he's usually a defender. Extractum used to be a defender for a little while. And he's showing a little bit of his offensive prowess. Although Big Swing's got to be careful here. This could be a cap. Trippy is able to get there before Prism can bring it home.
Yeah, Big Swingin' did enough there to stay alive long enough to allow the cavalry to arrive.
That was a risky move, trying to juke in front of the base, try to bring it back. Hangs Big Swingin' out to dry a little bit. Leaving him 1v2. Nice bomb return by Ash McAshman.
That was nice. Yeah, we've seen a lot of really good creative uses of the bombs so far. Some of them to get returns, some of them by offenders to get space.
I think Wormy's more like Geoqual in the sense that if you control the bombs, you control the game. It's all about controlling chaos in this map. Kind of like thinking with Portals. It's kind of like a mixture. It's like Wormy and thinking with Portals had a child, except there's no Portals to be seen.
Ash using the last couple seconds of that TagPro to try to provide a path for Trippy,
wow,
and they may have been able to do it, but Prism getting into base, not soon enough. Trippy going around the backside, able to come off the top wall for a cap. So now 3-0 in favor of Rektile Dysfunction in game 2.
Yeah, that was a beautiful, beautiful tag by Ash Nagashima, not trying to return everybody all at once, just kind of letting the path happen.
Exactly. Most important thing there with that tag pro lead, you're just trying to get your flag carrier to the flag tile. That's all you're trying to do.
Yeah, a lot of
Not
people
about
make
racking up
mistakes,
those.
and
Not about racking up those stats.
yeah, especially you see a lot of tag for leads come and go because of how aggressive the lead is. But no, that was a nice patient lead by Ash Nagashima. Really well done. Oh, big swing. This could be a cap here. Prism's going to be able to buy time enough for his offensive defense to get there.
Yep. And a little bit of a fight bottom. Trippy wrestling Ty. Somehow, even though Ty had a juke juice, Trippy manages to sort of use his counterweight against him or something and roll around him to get the rolling bomb there.
Yeah, Trippy's been a pup monster this half. He's been getting bottom almost every time. And I mean, it's paid off for his team. They've been able to get the 3-0 lead. Oh
So
wow, nice
Trippy
boost by
boosts back to
Prism.
base there, and now Prism out ahead of 3 momentarily. Oh!
Oh, that was almost beautiful. That
If he
was a
could have
nice
recovered
boom
his
boost from
momentum
base.
there, able to turn that corner, but just not quite able to do it.
Yeah. Oh man, that was some really good flag carrying shown by Prism. Although he wasn't rewarded with a cap.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of risky boosts there just in the last minute or two by Trippy, where he winds up boosting back to his own base trying to get a snipe, and both times it was behind the flag carrier. That actually kind of created that situation where Prism almost capped, so something they probably want to watch out for, some of these boosts back to base.
Yeah, I mean, generally, I mean, as long as you know where the flag carrier is, but I mean, sometimes it's unwarranted. But if you have two defenders there, you generally don't need to be.
And
You
an
can just
opportunity
try to
here,
get them.
big swing and able to use the bomb to buy himself a little bit more time, and now we have a 4-0 lead going into the half. Bruno Marsball has to do something to stop the bleeding here.
Uh-oh. This could be trouble here as well. Oh, almost got Tyway with the bomb. I think Rektile so far shown a lot more discipline with those bombs, being able to try to use them to their advantage.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there for a fifth
Three,
cap, and they were trying to figure out
two,
how they could
one.
suicide into the Tag Pro, and the timing just didn't quite work. They had the personnel to do it, but they just didn't really coordinate very well on that. So big swinging with 3 caps in this half and 9 returns. Ash Magashma with 16 returns, Mr. Gone with 10 returns. Again, not seeing a tremendous amount of prevent. Obviously, the flag's going to get grabbed a lot, but big swinging with 2.5 minutes of hold, and Prism with almost 3 minutes of hold in that match.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of flag out of base, and I mean, especially in that last half, they almost were able to pull Ty out of base with that right bomb, but he just caught the corner and was able to hold his ground and stop that cap from happening.
Wow. So was that 4-0? Almost a fifth one there too. That would have been really impressive ending.
Yeah, it would have been, and looks like Rectile Dysfunction got over their nerves real quick and started to string some plays together with the prop control. And yeah, they've been able to get some clutch grabs when they needed to. When their flag carrier would be ahead of 3, they were able to. Khaleesi's not playing because of potential lag, so I don't know. She's testing her ping right now.
Yeah, they're making a good point there. Khaleesi disappears from the game, and then all of a sudden, you know, things just start to get really lopsided in this game. So I don't think you can underestimate the value that she was bringing to Bruno Marsball.
Oh yeah, just a certain presence of having a good defender, and then just losing them, it could definitely shatter a team. Not to take away from Ardbeg, but I mean, you lose when you're like one any of your teammate due to a sub is going to put you on the back foot for at
Oh,
least a little bit.
absolutely, because the chemistry is a little bit different and the preparation is a little bit different. And psychologically, if you're going into a game knowing you're a starter, you have a different mentality than if you're going into a game, you know, as a last second sub where you weren't sure if you were going to be playing or not. So, you know, there's definitely no accounting for that. But, you know, again, not a negative on Aardvark, but Khaleesi, you know, just obviously has a reputation for being one of the best defenders in minors this year. So there's no question that losing her, you know, for the match would be devastating. It looks like she is back in group, so hopefully she will be able to get back in for Bruno Marsball and they can stop the bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely her presence is definitely very well known. She's also played majors this season, and she did really good. She played against the Knights of Cap a lot. Although it was at the time that their offense was just trying to click, but she freaking killed it. and
Okay.
I think she's ready for majors this season.
So our Twitch chat asking for different music, tired of the drums, so now we get some chill out tunes.
Some get off my back tunes.
Yeah, exactly. You can't hate on this.
Man, I don't even know what it is. I gotta check it out.
I don't know what it is either. I did an analysis of this song on one of my other streams, but it's cheesy. Like whatever it is, it sounds like a Hallmark commercial. I don't know.
Hey man, nothing like those classic Hallmark commercial songs.
Yeah, it's feel good music. What can I say?
Hey man, I'm not usually picky when it comes to music, so I'm sure it sounds really good. Looks like we're just about to get started,
Yes, we are.
and we're gonna start with all three power-ups: TagPro top, Juke Juice mid, Rolling Bomb bottom. The TagPro top. Oh, Ash has got a great spawn for top if he bombs it up. Although it
Absolutely.
might mess up his teammates trying to go for mid, so you might just kind of let off of it.
And you're right. He just lets off of it there. But Khaleesi able to get that tag pro top, so it might have been a backfire. Maybe he should have just gone for it.
Well, they were able to get all three power-ups there. Khaleesi just popped with the TagPro Juke Juice.
Well, definitely the start you need if you're Bruno Mars.
Oh, the blocks might be there.
Oh,
Now
wow.
Mr.
Mr. Gone showing up at just in the nick of time. That was going to be a really nice cap by Big Swinging if that had worked out.
Yeah, no, that would have been a rough start for Bruno Mars ball to have all three pups and be down 1-0 and a half.
Absolutely.
And it's definitely the last thing they need, considering that they need.
Nice job there by Subglacious, just timing that out perfectly. Both boosts getting hit almost simultaneously, just timing out that snipe angle. That was amazing.
Yeah, it's easy and it's very important for Bruno Marswell to be patient. I mean, even though they're down 4-0, there's still 10 minutes left. So it's just a matter of waiting for your opportunity to be able to cap.
Absolutely, and this is the kind of map where it's so small that if you're able to get the pups that you need to get and you get on a roll, a nice regrab train, you can cap 2 or 3 times before the other team even knows what they're doing, you know?
Oh wow, nice bomb by Mr. Gone. Being able to nullify that TagPro, at least for a little bit anyways.
Yeah, and Big Swinging using his TagPro to cancel out, so he's able to get base cleared out again.
Yeah, no. That was a nice play. Oh, it's actually Marquis that's in there, not. Oh, they must have they took out Prism, I guess. That was a nice play.
There was a sub situation there.
Yeah, no, I know Nads is rooting for 30s or Bruno Mars ball because that's Nads' brother. So, oh wow, they might have the blocks here. Looks like they're not going to be able to get it.
Yeah. Ash and Subglacious doing what they need to get themselves in position to get that return, and a nice bomb return as well. Wait, who is whose brother?
Marquis is Canadian's brother.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, they got a little bit of French in there, but yeah, I don't think anybody would have just guessed that, oh, this guy's brother just because of the name.
Yeah, I mean, I've just never heard that. So, Marquis circling back out of base. Subglacious looked like he was going pretty aggressively for a kiss, and
Oh, a little miscommunication there between Marquis and Ty. Well, that could be due to just being a little rusty coming from Marquis not playing much tag pro.
Well, Marquis was in the game earlier, so there was he was in for I think first half of game 1.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Nice to see him get playing time. East Canada to represent. Looks like we got a stalemate right now, where we're just gonna have a little bit of hold here while pups are spawning.
Yeah, absolutely. And for any viewers who just tuned in, it is actually 4-0 in this game too. Rektile Dysfunction 4-0 in the first half, and now in the second half it is scoreless.
Yeah, I think something you could do in order to be a little bit more efficient probably is to set the scores before each half, maybe. Be able to at least show if there was a cumulative score, maybe that would.
Yeah, I mean, I know some streamers will have a scoreboard. I know another way to handle that is if whoever's the group leader just sets the score in the TagPro group, given that stats aren't really the key driver of this, might be a little more helpful.
Yeah, I know. It's weird how some of like the new implementations like screw with like CSVs and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think by now that there'd be an update, but I mean, I understand why there isn't. Like software like that's very delicate.
So Mr. Gone here with an opportunity winds up just going pretty much straight for the flag tile. You're gonna have to wait a second for any of the blocks to materialize.
Oh
And
wow, that was a nice
nice
aggressive play
job
by
there.
Mr.
The
Gone.
return comes at perfect time, and Mr. Gone hangs around, kind of does a little bit of a stutter step around the corner of the flag tile, and it winds up timing out perfectly for them. So Bruno Mars ball
Yeah,
now on the board.
yeah, that was a nice aggressive play by Mr. Gone, knowing that you are still down by 4 caps, and with 6 minutes left, you do have to try something at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. And if
And
it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it's a high reward. I won't say low risk, but the reward's a lot greater than the risk there if it works.
oh yeah, the pros outweigh the cons there for sure, especially when you have regrab established. You have a little bit
Big
more
swinging
room to
coming
work
in
with.
ahead of 3, and still has a chance here. The blocks are doing everything they
Oh,
can possibly do, but Big swinging still alive, having it circle back. But wow, that was that was exciting. Looked like that was going to be a cap and then a return, and we got neither one.
yeah, no, that was some great patience by Bruno Mars ball, not just to just keep grabbing. Very, very good job following the flag carrier, being able to just buy some time for the rest of the team to catch up.
Marquis using his rolling bomb to keep Trippy off that flag tile.
Looks like we might have a substitution here. Todd just left the game.
Yep.
Yeah, here we go. Everybody's ready for more Prism.
Whoever wanted more Prism, you got it.
No, there's a type in substitute as well. Oh, by the way, there's been a sub.
Yeah, you got to wait 30 seconds or so before you do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true, I suppose. Yeah.
It was a pun. It didn't work, I guess.
Yeah,
A
no.
very good one.
You kind of blew by me.
You kind of sort of got it, and then you're like, yeah, I'm not even sure he meant it that way. And yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of there.
Oh, big swing and just taking laps there in base, and almost managed to split Khaleesi in prison there, but just not quite.
Yeah, definitely. Prism, I mean, people know him for his offensive play. He's he's also pretty good defensively as well.
Yeah,
And I
Prism,
think
one of the true two-way players, that we've seen this year in minors, somebody who, could play effectively at a minors level on either side of the ball.
yeah, he reminds me of like a milk steak where last season he played defense and he killed it, and now he played offense for the FS Ballers and he was second in caps. So those kinds of players are definitely going to be. I think that's what's trending towards mLTP. Those players are coming a lot more value, like the
So
ball
Trippy
stars.
I've got to say something here. Trippy just doing an amazing job staying alive through all that. There's been about 5 Bruno Mars ball grabs while Trippy was circling around his own base waiting for an opportunity to cap, and that was, no matter what happens, this is a nice hold by Trippy, managing to stay alive through a lot and grabbing a pup there, but manages to get himself cornered with Prism.
Yeah, no, definitely very patient, not to just force it at the wrong time. Definitely. Oh wow, nice rolling bomb by Ash McGashman. Gonna put sub by 2. Block's not quite there, and that bomb didn't help either, putting
Yeah,
Marquis by 2.
yeah, big swing and started just hitting bombs in base, hoping something would return the opposing flag carrier, but nothing did, and
I mean, it
doesn't wind
wasn't
up
a
turning
bad
anything.
idea for a bomb. It just didn't work out. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely. No, I mean, I'm just saying he tried everything he could there, but none of it panned out for
yeah,
him.
for sure. 2 minutes left, and Bruno Marshall are gonna have to try a few more things offensively to be a little bit more aggressive. If not to win the half, to at least have some positive momentum going to game 3. Ain't you either?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, your mic sounded kind of weird going out of your last sentence, so I thought you kind of lagged out.
Oh no, no, I'm still here.
All right, cool. Cool.
Enjoying this
Glad to know
exciting
that you're
match
still
where
alive.
both sides with the TagPro. Yeah, I'm not dead. I'm happy to say that.
He's alive. Oh, nice boost by Khaleesi. That could have
Yeah,
been
just
trouble.
finds a way to get in front there. Cuts off an angle. I like it.
I think one of the main focuses of it being of successful defenders being able to find ways to get in front of the flag, and there's a great example there by Khaleesi. Very well done.
Still 4-1 in favor of Rektile Dysfunction. Just over a minute left. So Bruno Marsball either going to have to do something real quick here, or we're just going to start thinking about our deciding game 3.
I think they're just going to try to finish the half strongly. I think they know at this point that they're not going to be able to overcome a 3-cap deficit with 40 seconds left.
Yeah, it's
But
pretty unlikely.
I mean, it's all about building positive momentum, and I mean they had a pretty good half this half, but Reptiles were able to stave off the comeback. Oh wow, that could have
Nice
been.
use of TagPro there by Trippy, just managing to kill 3/4 of the Bruno Marsball team, and this is going to do it. So it's 5-1 in favor of Rektile Dysfunction. That'll be at least the score for our second game.
Yeah, and I mean that was a nice aggressive play. It just didn't pan out, and I mean you wanted to try something before end of the half to maybe swing some momentum. That could have been it right there.
All right, and that will do it. So we will be going to a decisive overtime game, a game 3.
Oh man, that's what it's all about. 4-5-4.
Absolutely. Everybody comes to listen to the OT.
Oh man.
There we go.
Something else about overtime play, it just puts you on edge. A little mixture of excitement and nervousness. I remember when I played OT last season in Game 3, and it was actually kind of a rougher time because our offense didn't even cap for 3 of the 4 halves, but we were able to go to OT. It's definitely really easy to think ahead when you need to just focus on this next half.
So let's just say if you're Bruno Marsball going into this game, you held on for an overtime win in Game 1. Game 2, you got solidly outplayed. I mean, you lost 5-1. What's your strat coming into this game, this overtime game?
Well, I mean, in the ways of Sunuku, you'd have to think about it like a 0-0 game. And I mean, that's really all you can do. You just gotta stick to the game plan. I mean, they played really solid that last half, so they just gotta have the same plan of attack going into this half.
Alright, we'll check in with our Twitch chat real quick. Snowball Tag Pro, again saying #free snowball.
LeBron James with the shots fired saying #snowball sucks. Classic LeBron.
I think the true shots that have been fired here. Somebody said something here, and I can't find it anymore. But it had something to do with Time Boy's mom. Oh, Dance TP. Time Boy, your mother knows when to kiss. Kiss dick.
Classic.
Yeah, shots fired there indeed. A little bit of Idaho commentary.
Everybody getting after me for calling them Rektiles. Well, I'm not completely wrong. Rektile Dysfunction, it's got Rektile in the first part of their name, so I'm just gonna assume and call them Rektiles anyways.
They're a subset of the Rektiles. I mean, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, #freedom of speech. Everybody trying to use the tag coin function as that was seen last night in barbecue stream. That was pretty cool.
So you're gonna have to explain it to me. I was in New York for the weekend. Tell me about it.
Alright, so each half, what happened was that you had a set amount of tag coins, and everybody started with 100, and you gained, I think it was 3 tag coins every 2 minutes, or 2 tag coins every 3 minutes. One or two, anyways. And you bet on the scores in each half, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It opened up a lot of spam, but at the same time, it was definitely really cool. It's the first time I've seen that kind of thing in TagPro at the very least. Like I've seen it in Twitch plays Pokemon, and I've seen it in a couple other places, but it's definitely a really cool thing to see.
All right, so it looks like we are getting started in our decisive Game 3. As a reminder for anybody who does not know, we will see 2 5-minute halves.
Yeah, I think that's within the rules, and I think that's fair because you want a half on each color. if you're either
Three.
team.
So
2,
3 juke juices.
1.
It might be able to get a grab, but definitely a good pup if you're a little bit too nervous. It's nice to ease into some defense.
Well, yeah, you can't get your juke juice diffused. It's nice.
Yeah.
Big swinging out ahead of 2 with his juke juice. And a
Oh,
nice
nice
use of a
bomb.
bomb there. Oh, that was impressive. That bomb cleared a path for him. Who hit that bomb? That was
That was
impressive.
Ash McGashman. He's been really smart with his bombs all series it seemed, and that was a really good example of how smart he is with those bombs.
That
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 comes
was
from
the kind of
practice.
flashy play that we were talking about earlier. When it works, it's flashy. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think, and Ash is, oh, while he swipes, he's one of those risk reward type players. Khaleesi's gonna try to snake it. I don't think it's quite there, but I mean, it's a good effort. Oh,
And
subs.
Subglacious is going to be out ahead of 3.
And one of the pros of having 3 offense on there right now, with Snowball being ineligible to play.
Big swing and grabbing a TagPro.
Oh, a little bit of a nice read by Prism being able to get trippy there, trying to avoid the TagPro. Actually, Gashma could be in a promising position. He's not going to be able to get in with Ty. Big Swing is just going to hang around, try to get the return.
So
Nice
Trippy's going
kiss.
to have a free grab here. Looks like
Yeah.
Ty's going to.
Oh, nice boost return by Mr. Gon, getting around the spikes. Oh,
Oh, and
another
another
one.
nice one right after you finish saying that.
Oh, wow. Looks like, and that was a nice bomb too, just trying to get those blocks set, but Ashwagash able to hold strong and get the return.
Yeah, kind of a situation there with where the Poos just created enough space for him to be able to get in and stop that cap from happening. But
Hey man, sometimes flashes are warranted,
yeah,
and I mean, it's easy to say, don't grab when you get a base. I mean, as long as it's a good grab, I mean, I don't mind it. It's when you just get right flaccid for no reason, then that's what people generally try to avoid.
it looks like Trippy should be able to get out here. Mr. Gon's sitting on that boost path, and Trippy cuts back.
Good decision by Gashman not to try to lead with the tag pro, realizing that he only had a few seconds left to try to sustain a regrab chain. Although that hold wasn't really anything to worship, but it was enough to keep the regrab chain going for the very least.
So apparently there's a drinking game now. Oh wow, Big Swing
Oh
had an
man,
opportunity there. Ty just barely clipping him there, but that was a
yeah,
nice
that was a
boost.
great boost path by Big Swing, using all the boosts and using both snake boosts and the mid boost. Ooh, wow. Nice escape of Mr. Don, just barely avoiding
Another
that
round of
spike.
pup spawning. Khaleesi able to grab a tag prize. So I was saying there's apparently a drinking game in the Twitch chat now. Anytime I say absolutely, everybody has to take a shot.
Oh
So what you
man.
have to do is keep making good points, so I can just totally co-sign on them and go absolutely, and then everybody has to take a shot. I like it.
Oh man. Man, I would just say it every third word now. I'd get everybody drunk, man. Freaking mashed up Mondays.
It's okay. Who wants to be alive on a Tuesday morning anyway?
Oh man.
Am I
I
right?
know I don't have to be because I don't have an exam till Wednesday, but hey, there we go. Ooh,
Nice
not
patient.
great bomb.
Oh wow, everything worked on that play except for the execution at the very end. Not enough patience there, but Mr. Gon doing a great job up until that point of just patiently staying kind of outside of the bomb radius, so that the bomb could create an opportunity for him. And then finally they had a 2v1, and he just kind of went for it, and it didn't
Yeah,
pan
I
out.
mean, it was a great read by Ash McAsh, going aggressive where you need to be, and he was able to get the return.
Yeah, you're the last man, and if you don't get that return right now, you're gonna get blocked to oblivion. So
Oh, this could be trouble. A nice return by Todd. This could be a cap, actually. They're able to get the blocks.
yeah,
That bomb able to help Ash once again.
that's the kind of situation where when you see that move work, usually people are boosting on the inside of that wall and trying to go inside as opposed to outside there. And I think that's probably what Mr. Gon was going for, but he kind of took an angle that was a little bit too shallow and wound up having to go around the backside, and that bought enough time for the offensive defense of the Rektile Dysfunction to get there.
Absolutely.
Three,
No, it's only
Although
when
I,
I say it.
two,
It's only when I say
oh
it. It
yeah,
doesn't
I
work when you
suppose.
say it.
Oh, nice escape by big swinging, but that's gonna be it for this half.
All right, so at the end of the first half of our overtime game, currently 1-0 in favor of Erectile Dysfunction.
Yeah, the whole time's spread out between every single player, and there's not a lot of prevent time to go around. A lot more chaotic half. A lot more chasiness. And I think the Reptiles Dysfunction were able to do just enough to be able to keep that 1-0 lead going to this half. Coming off of Bruno Marsball playing really well that second half of game 2.
Yeah, it was definitely a nice display by both teams. No matter how you slice this is a great match today. We're seeing two of the best teams in minors, definitely, obviously, the two best teams in the Eastern Conference going at it. And we've seen flashy plays, we've seen very careful, well-crafted plays. We've seen some misses, we've seen a lot of spikes. So we've seen a lot of exciting moves so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a defensive clinic so far. I mean, if you wanted to show video to a novice league team of how to play defense on this map, I think you could probably show this one and show how, how to use the bombs to your advantage.
Yeah, the only time so far in this match when we really saw a barrage of scoring was that period where Khaleesi was out, and as soon as she got back into the game, things have been fairly shut down again. We've seen 0-0, 1-0 sort of halves.
Well, bring a Marquis back in, see if he can spark a little bit of offense for the Bruno Mars ball. After he had a pretty good half in game 2, half 2.
So just looking one final time here at the straw poll, Rektile Dysfunction ahead of Bruno Mars ball 20-5. So just a lot of Rektile Dysfunction fans in the audience tonight.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people like cheering a Cinderella team, especially in this game of TagPro. Definitely something that people like to cheer for. I mean, I guess in sports in general. I mean, people are generally going to like the Cinderella story a lot more. But, I mean, give the Ramirez Ball credit for keeping this a close game.
All right, so it looks like we are going to get started here. 1-0 right now in favor of Rektile Dysfunction, so certainly still anyone's game. This is the second half of our overtime game, and if it's still tied at the end of this, you have to remind me, I'm not sure I've seen this so far in the playoffs. Does it go to Golden Cap, or
three,
do they keep playing
two,
halves?
I think it's kind of like hot NHL in the sense that you just have another 10-minute half.
Okay. We'll have to, if
Or
it
not
comes to
10
that,
minute
we'll have
half,
to,
10-minute game. My bad.
yeah, if it comes to that, we'll have to, I guess, confirm that, but
I
I
I
haven't
think that's
seen
what
that so
happened
far in
last
these
season
playoffs.
when I think that had last season. I saw when KGB played the 12 Angry Balls. It just had a double overtime where they had a 5-minute period of aggregate tag pro.
Right,
And
right,
I
right.
mean, yeah.
I just couldn't remember if they changed that rule or not, because I know that there were a few tweaks to the rules made after kind of all the overtimes last season, so I wasn't too sure.
Oh, nice try for the boost by Ash. He just didn't get the right corner, be able to utilize that block by Trippy.
So
Oh,
it looks
going to go
like,
for the
oh,
kiss.
for a second it looked like we were going to see a kiss there, but now Khaleesi getting back to base, and there's the kiss we were looking for.
Yeah, that was a nice escape by Khaleesi, and even with the kiss, oh, they might have been able to get reset, but Subglacius did a really good job to get out instead
Yeah,
of Ash with
Subglacious
gas
stayed
up.
alive a long time, and that's going to give Ash a free regrab.
Yeah, with the juke juice too, he might be able to do some damage, although nobody else is playing defense with Subglacius. He's just kind of defending the base by himself.
Yeah, Trippy had already gone to try to get that top pup, and now Big Sween gets it, but gets immediately diffused, so there's sort of a risk reward there too. It's like, do you try to cap, or do you try to get those pups? And you don't know if it's going to be a TagPro or a rolling bomb or a juke juice, so it's really hard to calculate that cost benefit.
Yeah, and I mean, you can get a little aggressive with the power-ups when you do have the regrab chain, the other team doesn't, but I mean, you should at least have another defender in there at least trying to get a block, maybe catch them off guard with the cap, especially when you have the upper hand in terms of regrab chain. Ooh, that was unfortunate. Unfortunate bomb by Big Swig and
Yeah, he
just
just happened to bomb himself in the one place that the defender was.
yeah.
Just under
It's
3 minutes left to go in our game 3, still 1-0 in favor of Rektile Dysfunction. Ty able to grab a TagPro bottom.
Oh yeah, let's see what they can do here. Bruno Mars needs something with 2.5 minutes left. Hopefully they don't try to get. Oh, that probably could have been done a lot better, but Ty was able to get out with the TagPro.
Yeah, but that bomb gets him in the end.
And I think that's more just trying to get a cap real quickly. That's more the playoff jitters showing still. Even late in the game, like a Foci 4, definitely going to see a lot of jitters play out and show their face in the game.
Absolutely. Everybody take a shot. Ty grabbing and quickly flasking in a subglacious.
Yeah, looks like the Erectile Dysfunction. They don't really need to be too aggressive here, although a cushion cap would definitely be helpful.
Yeah,
At the same time, while
it-
you're holding the flag carrier, you're playing defense. So
yeah, absolutely. Everybody take another shot. It's one of those situations where you see this in sports all the time, where a team has kind of a narrow lead and they let their foot off the gas and just try to kind of play keep away, and it winds up biting them. So, given how small this map is, how quickly caps can happen, they can't start thinking, let's just protect our lead or let's just play keep away. They need to be patient with their holds. That's a smart play, but they have to
yeah.
also try to cap again.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. It's not like soccer in a way where you can just kind of just like sit back and relax, especially when power ups can spawn at any time, or not any time, every minute.
And a
Oh,
nice use of bomb there, allowing Prism to walk in and get a cap. So
I don't know. I think that was just a miss bomb by the Erectile Dysfunction. I think that was an ill-advised bomb that put them. That
oh, I
put
didn't
both
quite
their
see who
offensive
hit that.
defense.
You're saying one of the defenders hit that.
Yeah, one of the offensive defensive people hit that, put them both
Okay.
out of position, and allowed Ramirez ball to cap. That was an ill-advised boost as well,
Yes, it
especially when
was.
Trippy had the boost lane to be
He
able to
could
at
have
least
he could have hit
play
that
for it.
inside wall. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had it lined
So
up.
a little bit of little panicky play by Reptile Dysfunction, but they might be able to cap here with this TagPro. Oh, nice read by Khaleesi.
Oh, nice job using the bomb there, bouncing off a teammate. Ash putting his team back in the lead with 30 seconds left to go in this game. Wow.
Yeah, that could be huge. 20 seconds left.
Yeah, that could be the difference in this match. Unbelievably.
Oh, I don't know. Prism's 8 out now. He's going to need to push it, though. Oh, no. I
10
think that's
seconds
it.
left. I think this might be it. Doesn't look like they have any gas left in the tank.
No.
Last grab
Yeah.
here, and that's going to be it. So, what a stunning finish there. A nice use of a bomb in base for Ash Mangasha to be able to put his team in the lead with 30 seconds left to go. An overtime game won 2-1 by Rektile Dysfunction. Congratulations, Rektile Dysfunction, who will be moving on to the Mooper Ball.
Yeah. More heartbreak for 30 seconds to Mars. Well, not only did their majors team get out, their minors team got out after finishing both in first place in their conferences, respectively.
Yeah, it's just amazing, if your majors team is in first place and your minors team is in first place, and just to have both teams lose like that in the same week and have neither one go on to the championship game is just devastating. Can't imagine how that would feel.
Yeah, oh man, it stings. And I mean, you can't really put it into feeling, especially once it first hits. It just kind of sits there. You just feel empty. I mean, it's not like you're sad or you're angry. You're just empty. You feel like you could have done more. But I mean, both these teams put it out on the table, and I think it's been some really good games played
Yeah, I
by
agree.
both sides.
We will try to get some interviews with the captains. I'm sure that one team is pretty busy celebrating right now. The other team is probably not in the mood to talk, but hopefully both captains will do us the honor of stopping by Ranger Radio for a minute to share their thoughts on this season and what we need to look forward to for next week.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think the exciting plays of the game were today?
I mean, there is a lot of great defensive play, and I mean, I can't really narrow down one thing, but I think the bombs by Ash Mangasha were really well timed, and I think that's been the difference in terms of being able to control the chaos of Wormy. We've definitely seen a couple there that have resulted in caps or been able to save some caps, and yeah, it was a really good showing by both teams.
Absolutely. Everybody take a shot who's still listening. We saw a game today where I think things started very slow. I think we saw defense really kind of ruling the game. As we moved a little bit further into the match and flag carriers were able to stay alive a little bit better in open space, we started to see some of those creative plays that we talked about where, creative use of a bomb, creative use of a boost, feinting away from the flag and then back towards it, trying to isolate situations where you have 2v2 blocks and, try to lure maybe a couple of offensive defenders out of base to chase you and then head back. So we started to see some offensive moves that were pretty exciting. And then in that last game, it kind of returned to what we saw in game one, where it was very careful, very defensive, very tentative. Both teams had opportunities. Some of those opportunities panned out and some of them didn't. So, I feel very comfortable saying that either team could have won today.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's most likely Balloon TV for the second game, but Doddsfall might be attempting to stream it as well, so I have no clue right now. I haven't checked the sub in a while.
Yep, we do have another game. Should be starting soon. I'm sure somebody will probably be treating that any minute. But those of you who would like to hear the interviews, stick around. I'm sure we can get one or both of these folks in here. And we'll wrap things up quickly. It looks like the other game's going to get started because definitely we want to make sure everybody's able to watch the second game in our doubleheader today.
Oh man, and I can't wait either. It's going to be a really good one. Two top defenses in the Western Conference going at it. I mean, as deeper the playoffs go, there have been some really good defensive teams moving on, and I think it's great for defenders, at least even if they're trying to move up in TagPro, and it's really good for captains to see as well, because there's lots of capable defenders and minors, and it's always been that way. It's really been hard for defenders to break majors, but you're seeing here that there's a plentiful supply of defense for seasons to come.
All right, so just another moment here. Everybody was saying their GGs, so we had 1 million people in the 30 Seconds channel.
Oh, classic.
All right, so I was informed by Legman he is not doing an interview, and that's understandable. We'll respect that. He's going to talk to his team as soon as everybody's out of channel. So we will respect that, and definitely won't push that. So congratulations to both 30 Seconds and Bruno Marsball for making it to the Foci 4. Both teams certainly played well, and it's unfortunate that your season's come to an end, but there's always next season.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that one of these teams had to lose. They're both really good teams, and they both played pretty well. They gave us a great show.
All right. So I'm not sure we're going to be able to get interviews going. Looks like neither captain's showing up, unfortunately. It's something we like to try to do on Ranger Radio just to get the perspective of both captains, but motion's probably running high right now. So we'll go ahead and wrap up Ranger Radio. Bob, thank you for showing up. I know you had some obligations earlier, but really happy to have you for the rest of our match today.
Oh man, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to have conversation with you over Twitch stream. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and thanks to everybody who took the time to watch this exciting playoff match with us tonight. Do appreciate it. So for the Bob 18 and myself, signing off. Thank you.